Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting
Vobes show.
Yay! It is the Vobes show, and it is Wednesday, the 13th of February 2019. The lovely Julia is in today, which is very nice. Yes, she's coming in through that door. Meanwhile, we've got your very good self. Who are you again? Ermintrude.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll call you Ermin. Hello, Ermin. How's it going?
It's Erming.
It's Ermin. We'll be Ermin all night. Who's in watching the show tonight?
You don't know. We can't see nothing actually.
I'll switch over and see if we can find them then.
We got Shirley Ward, Dave
Hello.
Baker, Anne Osborne, Martin Snow, Henry David Allen, Rachel Horton, and Daniel, I should imagine, Matthew Holdsworth and Ian Beddoes.
Oh, lovely to see you.
Wendy Wakelin.
Glenn Johnson, I saw. Did you say
Andy
Glenn?
Dalglish. No, I don't think so.
Oh, right. Andy Dalglish. Monsieur Le Saguette.
Andy Joy.
Andy Joy. It's
Yeah.
a joy. Shirley Ward. Oh, you said Shirley Ward,
Yes,
didn't
I
you?
did. I definitely said
Matthew
Shirley Ward.
Holdsworth. Dave Baker.
Yes,
Kevin Hall is there. Kevin, by the way, anytime you like. Friday, anytime you like. Got your audio.
Ominous. For
Anytime.
everyone else out of the loop.
Morning suits me. 10 o'clock? How about 10 o'clock? 10 o'clock? Be lovely. There we go.
Sorted your diary?
Yeah,
Excellent.
sorted the diary. 10 o'clock. Kevin is coming to do some editing. And he's going to show me how it works, which is great. Because
So you're going to finally learn how to edit your own videos?
I'm going to finally learn how to put one shot, how to make them a success. Which would be great, which would be very nice. Thank you very much. Claire Leach is there. Danny Harris. Hello, Richard. Hello, Julia. Hello, everybody. Paul Watts. What's happened to Suzanne? Does she not watch anymore? John Berger and Mark Green. Which is nice to see you.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Now, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's show, midweek show, going to do something slightly different. We've got some funny, silly stuff. Well, you have.
I have.
You have. And also, we're going to have a bit of a debate tonight. I hope that's all right with you.
Fair
I've
enough.
thrown this on Julia, but she hasn't known. We're going to talk about technology, and the question I want to ask is technology good for us? That's the debate on this evening's show. I want to know what you think. Is technology good for us? Is it sending us in the right direction? Or, like here we are, wasting time of an evening, sitting there using technology, or is it really overall going in the wrong direction?
Yeah, this could be a very splitting conversation.
Oh, well, of
couldn't it?
course. One has to find a splitting conversation. There's no point having a conversation where everybody just agrees with you and says, I think sunshine is lovely.
Oh, I think I agree with that assessment.
Yeah. Although there will be that.
I think that's a very nice conversation.
Well, it is. It's true. But some people won't necessarily agree with it. Hello, James DeWill. It's very nice to see you. Hang on, I'm just moving. You're getting the tops of my head again. Paul Hine. Hello to you. Lloyd Wakelin. Hello, Lloyd. Nice to see you tuning in. And Cheryl Craggs. Love the jumper. It is a very nice jumper, isn't it?
Thank you, darling.
It's a purple jumper. Well, obviously it's a purple.
It's a very soft purple.
It is very soft purple, actually.
Got it for Christmas.
What
from
is
my
it made
mummy.
of? It's like a
I think
velvety...
Chanel.
What, cheese?
Chanel.
Oh, Chanel.
I don't know.
It's made of Chanel,
Definitely
number
not
5.
I don't know.
Did they ever Chanel? Did they ever come out with number 3? Number 2, number 1? Did they? Is this like Heinz varieties? A good job you didn't have to wait for 47 Chanels. You might have to swim across the Chanel to get it.
Never buy me, never find me, never catch me buying that anyway.
Oh, would you know? Why is that?
No, I don't know. Just
Too expensive?
well,
Too-
I'd buy Jean Paul Gaultier.
Oh, would you? Is he
Yes.
nice?
I like the perfume.
Oh.
Smell.
I can't imagine that John Paul Gaultier with his beard. Has he got a Gaultier beard?
I don't know.
He probably
No,
has.
I doubt it.
Is he dead?
No.
Oh, does he really smell like that, do you think?
No.
No. He probably smells like old man, doesn't he? How old is he now? He must be
I
old.
have no idea.
Glenn Johnson says, Kev is God. Kev is God. Yes, that's right. Daniel is out there. He says, right, so debate. Are we at the House at Parliament? House of Parliament, I think is what you mean. And no, we're not. We're in the Vobes studio, and here it is. And actually, as we're having a special debate, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to put the Vobes debating lights on.
Can they even see that?
They can see it. You watch. It'll come up.
Oh,
Oh,
there it all goes.
there's the Vobes debating lights. They are now on. Look at that. And they're not on for long because...
Right, well, Nigel Sadler says he's just finished his 500-piece jigsaw puzzle as the show started. Congratulations! I like a good jigsaw puzzle. Steve Pilfold says, that question is too broad, though. What do you mean by technology?
Well, what do you mean by technology? Technology
Like which parts of technology?
Well, this is it. Modern... I don't know. This is what we can clarify. What... there we are. What is that? Looks like some furry things. That's not my hair.
It's not mine.
Yes, technology. Is technology going in the right direction? I suppose, what do I mean by that? I mean, there's been a lot of stuff in the news recently about things like social media and the technology that young girls are being shown how to harm themselves, and as a consequence, you've got that young... And boys, of course, but there was this case with Molly, whatever her name was, Reed, I think it was, or something like that. I can't remember, sadly. But who committed suicide as a result of some of this social media technology, the technology of phones in people's hands. Is that sort of technology? We've had ideas that you shouldn't have your phone on the table when you eat, or children should be not taking them to bed with them because obviously, you know, they're going to read Bronte stories at night instead of going to bed to sleep. So, yeah, let's see. Any response so far?
Well, sorry, I thought this was interesting, but David Henry, I'm doing you. Henry David Allen says, I've started a movement against the internet. If anyone is interested in joining, you'll find all the information on our website.
Oh, right.
Funny.
That's a joke, is it? That's a joke. I thought he was being serious for a minute.
And Joe Smith, yeah.
Hello, Joe. Hello, Joe. Nice to see you. So, the debate is really up to you. I'm just interested, is technology, do you think, going forward a good thing, or is it a bad thing? See what you think. I fear that technology is moving so fast, our arrogance in thinking we know if it could all place us in danger. Did I read that right?
We know it all.
We know it all, yeah. That's a very interesting point. I think technology is moving fast. Is it moving too fast for oldies like myself? And the old story, of course, is that VCRs and parents, and we used to do all that. And now when you see your children, they know how to do technology backwards. That side of it makes you feel, you know, if your son is, how old is he? 8? 8 years old. And he knows how his way around a tablet, probably better than you do. Probably. On some things. And, you know, whilst we're intelligent people and we can do it, sometimes it does make you feel you're a bit stupid. I remember I've been using my edit software for a long, long time, different software than I'm going to be showing Kevin Hall. And I've been using that, doing stuff for clients. My son Stanley came in one day. He was doing some... He said, can I borrow your editing? Yeah, no problem. He used my editing stuff. And then he said, I can't do this. And I showed him how to do that. And as I was doing that, he said, why are you doing it that way? Look, here's all the shortcuts. Why don't you do this? And he was then showing me all the shortcuts, because I was doing it all the long way. File, save as, it's like Control-C and all this sort of stuff, but even more. So, and I felt, hey, I've been using this for 10 years. You come in for 5 minutes and he knows all the shortcuts. And it made me feel a bit of an idiot because I wasn't able to keep up.
Oh. What
does Nigel Sadler say?
He says, technology, much abused and generally used for flippant uses. Great for creativity, enabling some, de-skilling others. I agree with that assessment. Matthew Holdsworth says, most technology is excellent, but as with everything like social media, in moderation, I guess. Glenn Johnson said, if it wasn't for that job, 10 men with shovels could have had a job. If it wasn't for the shovel, 100 men could be working with antlers. If it wasn't for the antler, etc., etc., etc.
Yes, it's very true. It is very true. So, and actually, that's a very interesting point, Glenn, because what you could say then, and actually, I've been thinking about this because I gave this speech the other day. You may have heard it because I sent it out as a podcast about how people were on the land in the old days, and now they're not on the land. One job, one field. Took about 2 or 3 weeks to bring the harvest in, and now it's done in about 2 or 3 hours. And it's usually just 1 or 2 people in tractors, the whole lot. And it used to bring in the whole village. They would come in. In fact, I was talking to a chap only today who remembers as a boy and he's, I guess, in his 60s, late 60s, 70s. He says, I remember as a boy, the village would come out and watch the harvest. The men would do it. The women would make sandwiches and flasks of coffee and make lemonade and all that sort of stuff. And it brought the village together. But now, of course, nobody turns up for the harvest. And it's done in 2 hours. Nobody knows it's being done.
Yeah, it's so strange, isn't it? I mean, no one works... Well, hardly anyone works the land anymore compared to what they used to. But there's so many more people.
Yes.
In the world, in general.
In the world. So, but it's an interesting question because you say, you know, that shovel and maybe 1,000 shovels and then antlers and people doing all that. And so you could go backwards and argue that more people could do it, the more less technology you have, is what you're saying. And that's a very interesting point. So all the people so go back to my analogy of the village, and I'm thinking on my feet, so don't beat me up if I get completely wrong. Ow! Ow!
Why? It's so fun.
I know. But, so you've got the analogy of the village green, and now it's being done in 2 hours, and the rest of the people aren't doing anything. What are the rest of those people doing?
That's what they're doing.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know that it's the technology is wrong, and it's not wrong that less people need to break their backs. But what you have lost is not so much the work, but that community. Now, that's not the technology's fault, and it's not the bloke driving the tractor, and it's not even the farmer who's asked the bloke to drive the tractor and pay for the contractor to do that and save money. And I get that, and I get the economics of it, but the community aren't there. But they could be. What's to stop them saying, hey, traditionally the harvest people would come in. What's to stop the farmer using technology to text everybody or Facebook everybody and say, do you know what? We're going to have a party. We've saved so much money. We don't have to pay any labour and all the rest of it. We're going to have a party like they used to do and bring the community back in some way. Is that a suggestion? Would that be good? I mean, I don't think that we need to bring the people back working on the land in the hot and cold weather and making them break their backs and stuff unnecessarily. Of course, I'm not saying that. But it's that sense of it brought people together.
John Berger says, technology is neutral. It's how people use or abuse it that needs to be better managed.
Right.
And Richard Suggett says something similar. Technology isn't the problem, it's how it's used.
Yep, okay.
And Anne Osborne says life would be very dull without technology.
Yes, no, I completely agree.
Steve Pilfold says, is a machine that allows sanitary water in a village in Africa technology?
Yes, of course. No, and I'm all for that. I'm absolutely. I mean, I do think that technology is the answer. Look at where we are today. We do have sanitary clean water. We have all these things. And actually, I'm going to get beaten up by the lovely Purple Ranger here because I was watching an interesting YouTube chap who was putting forward actually, it's morally right to continue and we should use more fossil fuels. And actually, it's far, far more beneficial at the moment to be using fossil fuels and doing everything that we do with it.
The point is that that's finite, though. It's going to run out.
Well, yes, it will probably run out in about 50,000 years, but not at the moment.
Well, in the meantime, who knows what destruction it will cause? I mean, there's surely there's like, what replaces the oil once it's been sucked up from the caverns it's residing in underground?
I don't know what replaces that.
Well, exactly.
Does it? It may not matter.
Potentially nothing.
Well, technology may be able to fix that. I think the point.
I think technology is not. Yeah.
What? I mean, well, anyway,
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, although that's a side issue, but I think technology has fixed and will continue to fix a number of problems that we have. Look at where we are and the ability that we have to survive. But I think for me, the worry of technology is that community. We have a community here, which is fantastic, but actually I've only met very few of you, and I would like to meet more of you. But this is so much of a one-way thing because I've got all the power. I can ignore all your comments, and I don't want to, but I could. Whereas in a conversation, of course, everybody's got the right to stand up. Let's get some more comments because there's some interesting ones coming in. Can we go back a bit? Yeah.
More?
Yeah, a little bit more, because I don't want people... What was that? James DeWill was saying...
Tech tends to meet the wants and needs of people. The eyeglass didn't take off. I'm loving all sorts of podcasts and need to use a tablet at work. I'm an old codger.
Yeah, absolutely. Henry David Allen says, one thing I find is that people don't think for themselves anymore. I think that's an interesting point as well. They always expect to be programmed and told what to do. They use sat-navs and don't know where they've been, just A to B. I don't use sat-navs. Well, I have to say, I did exactly think like that till I was working for a client, got lost, got stressed, didn't know where I was, couldn't find the route on the map because there were one-way streets and people were at my backside. This was in Plymouth. I stopped the car, I went into an Argos, I bought a sat-nav, this is true, bought a sat-nav, plugged it straight in, put in the client's postcode. The sat-nav said, don't worry, turn at the next left. I'd overshot the road. Don't worry, keep going, turn left again. And it took me there, and suddenly I had no problem. But I absolutely take your point that we should also be able to read maps in the old way, because very often you can go somewhere on a sat-nav, and as you say, you are the centre of the world when it comes to like Google Maps on your phone, and on sat-navs. You are the centre of the world and the world comes to you, when in reality, if you look on a map, you're actually travelling around a finite island, if it's in the UK, well, in England and Scotland and Wales. And it is good to know the relationship between you and the destination or the environment. So I think both are important. I find it much more beneficial using a sat-nav if I have already understood how I can read a map. Plus the fact technology can go down, and it's nice to resort to some old things.
Oh, I've lost it again.
Sorry.
Andy Dalgley says sat-nav is amazing, but you can only see the route you are on, not where you are in relation to the bigger picture like a map.
And maps are fascinating. I mean, you know, you've been looking at those old side-by-side maps, haven't you? Where you look at old maps in relation to a modern map, and the things that were, and the changes, and what was there.
Fascinating, actually.
Yeah, and it's so absorbing. The ability to read different types of maps, because obviously you have relief maps, and you have all sorts of terrain maps. I suppose that is a relief map, but you know, you have all sorts of different type geology maps, perhaps, and things like that. And so not just roads and pathways, but all sorts of things.
Matthew Holdsworth says, but technology brings people together in social media. I think of this show or the Bold Explorer group. Absolutely.
And I'm not, you say, I'm not actually arguing, I'm not saying that technology is wrong. I'm actually saying I think technology is brilliant. Really, I think the argument is that, and I think somebody just, somebody got onto it earlier, and I think it's people are becoming too reliant on technology to do everything. And even that map thing, you know, people become so reliant on it that now that may be the way that we don't have to worry about things. But actually, you know, I found that since using a typewriter, a keyboard, since using a keyboard, my handwriting has deteriorated because I don't write as much with my hands. I do now because I keep a diary, and I notice that my diary writing is bad. So so what I'm saying is sometimes technology can be incredibly good, but some of those older skills are maybe being lost, but they could be useful. You know, I think
there are a few dedicated people that are keeping some of the old skills alive.
Yes. Richard Suggett says, we want our food cheaper, which is why technology has taken the jobs. If few people went to work, if we want people to work the land, are we prepared to pay for it? Yes. It's not if we want people to work the land, it's if people, I mean, ultimately it's down to what people want to do, isn't it, really? It should be down. It's not us to tell them what to do. I can't go out and say I think the South Downs is sterile now because there's not enough people working the land and all the people who live there. I can make that observation and say compared to it has changed. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, because actually it's quite a good thing that I can go for a walk on the South Downs and like today and do some filming, and I didn't meet any other bugger coming up with their dog putting me off. So that actually was a good thing.
Glenn Johnson makes a fair point. We should be having this debate in a room together.
Yes, and if we could, and if we
Otherwise
had
we're just
arranged
listening
it,
to you.
yeah, then we could. But we're sort of able to have this debate. It may not be the best way to do it, but we are able to have it thanks to the technology that we have had. Now, we're going to have a break for the moment as we take technology off the table for a second, although we're going to carry on using the technology, because my friend here has got a very large protrusion coming from her skull.
Nay, I don't.
Yes, you do. And we're going to have a game, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have a game. This is a game that has been invented years ago in pubs, I think. People have thrown, what do you call them, horseshoes and things at unicorns many, many times.
One thing quickly.
Yes.
Joe Smith says, then there's the little girl who swiped left in attempting to turn the page of a book. I've actually done that. I was actually sat looking at a picture on one of my key fobs, and then I was sat looking for it for a couple of minutes, and then I swiped it, and I was like, did I just actually do that? And I thought no one had noticed, but my friend went, ah, I saw that! And it was really embarrassing. Anyway.
It's here we go.
Found two of them.
These are, what are these? Nerf?
We're taking turns, because I'm going to put these on your head and have a go too.
So,
let me have a quick drink first.
have a quick drink. So the idea of this game is you can't do this. This is very old school technology. No, don't look at the action replay.
Buffoon.
Actually, this is hey, wait. Let me do this for the oldies. This is the voice of the Mysterons. I know that you can hear me, Earthman. Nigel Sadler will get that. Did you get that?
No, but we can do the James Bond thing. Like,
oh yeah. Or we can do the Saint.
Ding, 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 ding.
Anyway. Yeah, so, oh yeah, the James Bond thing, he was through the lens that, wasn't he? And you have to be James Bond.
Oh, I can't remember how it
And
goes
he
now.
points a gun, doesn't he, and shoots. There we go.
Yeah, that'll do.
Through the hoop. Through the sights of a gun. So, okay, Coits, thank you, Mark. Maybe not many people work the land because for years something. Hang on, I just finished it.
Scooted.
Maybe people work the land for years. We've been importing veg. Yes, that's very true, Danny. We have indeed. And look at where it got us in the Second World War. Paul Hines says, there will always be controversial answers regarding whether technology is good for the environment. We lost the signal. Or not. The bottom line is that we have caused damage to the environment and our only hope is to repair some of it. Well, that's a whole new debate, Paul, and I'm not quite yet ready to debate that. I personally think that although some damage has been done to the environment, I think that if you look at where we are in the last 150 years, there are so fewer people who are poor, so many more people who have water and have electricity and able to do the things that they couldn't have done many, many years ago, and look at the population explosion that we have and how we are able to feed those people and give them modern health and lifestyles. We will do this. We will do it. No, we will do it. So that is the object, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get this. I'm going to get this on there. So I need to... There's not a lot of space in here. Now, the lovely Julia has to be face on to me so that if I get annoyed with her, she gets one on the bridge of the nose. Like that. So I'm going to lob these. This is a great game. Obviously, if I had greater distance, I could throw it a lot harder. Just so you know. So here we go. First one up. I don't know. I'm just going to wait to see if you can see where I am. Oh, you should be able to because you can just see the light. Okay. So I'm almost able to do that. But that would be cheating.
No
then.
cheating. You're watching, right?
Yes, I know. So here we go. Here's number one. No, one down. And... Oh, skimmed your head.
Your turn.
Oh.
Oh, my turn.
And now we take turns. So shall I be this side?
Yeah, do you want a shield?
No. I'm going to brave it. I've
You're
got
gonna brave it,
glasses
are you?
on.
Yeah.
Hang on now. Am I in shot here? Yeah. Because I'm higher.
You're higher.
Do you want me to go down a bit?
Yeah, I think...
Oh!
No, I went for your shin, actually.
Oh, soggy.
Go on, tilt your head forward slightly. Come
Yeah.
on, I gave you a hand.
Oh, no! Is that on?
Yes. Wait. I've got another one.
I'm waiting for the replay to come back. Here it comes. We're just watching the replay. Oh, that's so easy. I'm going to go and stand at full height
All
now.
right, then.
Yeah?
Fine. Okay. Oh.
So you managed to get one.
1-0.
1-0, ladies and gentlemen. We will come back to our debate in a second. All 58 of him. What? Oh, 5'8". Thank you. 5'10". I thank you. James DeWill has joined. Hello, James. No jokes about Julia having the horn, please, says Danny. Typical Danny joke, that
As long
is.
as you keep it classy, darlings.
Yes. Andy Joyce says someone put the ambulance on standby. Yes. Vobes 2 talk. Oh, yes. Thank you. Right, here we go. This is my go now. I'm going to get both of these on. I was just playing last time. Can you see out there?
What?
No, clearly. Here I go. Oh, fantastic.
Cheat. I could feel the weight of that. That wasn't just... Thinks he can fool me, huh?
I thought she had her eyes shut, ladies
I
and
did have
gentlemen.
my eyes shut.
Well, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that was so close. Oh! This is ridiculous.
Do you have to remember he's only got one eye?
Yes, I've only got the one eye, ladies and gentlemen, and they are not working very well tonight.
My turn.
And so here we are. This is best of 3, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, we don't want to put you through the whole thing. We are 27 minutes into the show. Here we go.
Oh, come on, that'd be ridiculous.
What? Ouch! Oh, you got one.
Yeah.
She got one. So
That's 2-0.
Yes.
Ah.
So basically, if I get both on,
Yeah.
then we're even Stevens. This
Yeah.
is so that was is that our second round or third round?
That's the second.
Oh, this is beginning of the
This
third
is the
round.
third round.
This is the third round. Sorry about that. Isn't this as exciting as darts
Oh,
or
thrill a minute.
snooker? Yeah, you know, this is like. Oh wait, we could be. Hold on for a minute. We could be in motor racing.
The red car and the blue car had a race. Ram you off the road. Anyway.
Years later. Oh, it wasn't you. Yes, little Halo. Hello, dear. Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Hello.
It wasn't funny when he said it. Why did I say it? I don't know.
Give me the ring. Give me your ring. Dum-dum. Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've gone from a high debate to something not quite so exciting. Here, oops. Exciting, but not quite so high intelligent. Right, here we go. I'm going to get both of them on, ladies and gentlemen, and here it is. 1, 2, yay! 1, 2, yes! Even Stevens, da-da-da-da-do.
Somebody's suspicious.
I don't see why.
Still my turn, though.
Yes, your turn.
Take your nose off with it. Just take the horn off.
Oh, so there we are. We're even.
Nil point.
Nil
that
point.
time.
That's it. Well done. So
We're even.
We're even.
Even Stevens, how boring.
I know. You never know. There may be a chance in the final minutes to have one more round at the end of the thing. Darts. Fiona hates darts. Okay, so we're not doing darts. Farts. We could do the best farts. No, we won't do that. This is an enclosed space.
Yeah.
And I have been in the car with the lovely Julia before.
Yes, my nose is far more sensitive than yours.
Oh, yes, that's true. Playground springs to mind. Yes, I'm sorry about that. So, that was our technology debate. Did you enjoy the technology debate?
Can I lie?
You can lie.
Yeah.
Yeah! Superb. So, now we're going to have another debate. And this is going to be a good one. this good one. What is your favourite vegetable and why?
Okay.
That's not really a debate. It's a question. What is your favourite vegetable and why? And now, imagine that you're sitting there in an exam situation, and you've got to discuss your favourite vegetable and why, and give me in no less than 100 words why your favourite vegetable and what things you can do with it. So let's have a word with the lovely Julia first of all, as we warm up the audience to their variations on the theme of what it might be. Lovely Julia, what is your favourite vegetable and why?
Do you know what? I think it's the potato.
It's the potato?
Yes.
Oh.
I love some potato mash, I do.
Potato mash. So what things do you like to do with potatoes?
Potatoes.
Or a potato?
I like them roasted.
Yes.
I like them mashed. Yeah. I like them thinly sliced and put on top with, potato bake.
Oh, yeah. What is it when is that sauté potatoes when they fry them like chips?
I think it is.
Do you like chips?
Yep.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but...
Not all the... Well, no,
my least favourite form of potato, actually.
Your least favourite?
Least favourite form of potato.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. It was interesting when you said not all the time. I mean, I wasn't thinking that you would have to have potatoes, chips force-fed to you all the time.
You would, wouldn't you? You're just daft like that.
What about new potatoes?
They're potatoes. Carrots are also a good one.
Yeah, no, but hang on, we're talking potatoes at the moment.
New potatoes, yeah.
Yeah, new potatoes?
Oh,
Which
right.
type of potato? You say, I mean, out of your favourite, what is your most favourite thing to do with potatoes?
Mash.
Mash, just mash.
Hands down is mash.
Hands down mash. Now, what do you do to make your mash so special that it's your favourite form?
I add some butter and some creme fraiche.
Butter and creme fraiche. Butter and creme fraiche?
Yep.
What about black pepper? That's always nice. Oh, not black pepper.
Yeah.
Salt?
I like black pepper,
Yeah.
but my gosh, not on everything.
No.
Definitely not in the mash.
Oh, okay. I do like a bit of black pepper in the mash.
Sinful, I'm sure.
Yes. What about cheese in your mash?
Cheese is good, yeah.
Cheese, yeah, I like a bit of cheese in the mash. Mark Green is saying sprouts. Now, I suppose with a name like Mark Green, obviously his greens are going to be his favourite.
What do you do with your sprouts?
Yeah, what do you do with your sprouts?
I have to say, I'm not a fan of sprouts.
And are sprouts really only for Christmas? Because you don't see them any other time, do you? I mean, you see them after Christmas.
Well, they're a wintry vegetable, aren't they?
Do you have to put cabbages into a miniaturiser in the summer when you want sprouts?
What? A miniaturiser?
A miniaturiser, so that you can have them nice and small again.
Anyway, back on Earth.
Yeah, go on. What other suggestions? Hang on, we're just going to
Richard Suggett says, every time I get asked that question, I cannot give a definitive answer. My favourite veg changes throughout the year, depending on what has come into season.
Potatoes are around all the year round, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good one for you. What about...
Cushy Phil says potatoes because they're... you've spun away from it.
Sorry.
Never mind, carry on.
Mustard is lovely with mashed potato. Mustard.
Not a fan of mustard.
Steve Pilfold is, that's not my answer. Jerusalem fartichokes, that's not his answer, okay. Brussels sprouts, says Kevin Hall. Oh, there we go, Brussels sprouts. This is your favourite vegetable. Spring greens. Peas is easy to open a tin. Oh, well, there's a different debate, isn't it? Tin, frozen or fresh? Which is best? And if you can't have fresh, what would you err to? Frozen or tin?
For me, fresh, chilled, frozen, in that priority order.
Fresh, tinned or frozen?
Well, that's... No.
What did you say?
Oh, I said chilled, not tinned.
Oh, chilled?
Yeah.
As in fresh? Chilled?
Yeah, all right.
They're like, hey, yeah,
it's hardly the daftest thing we've had tonight.
We're okay, man. We're just chilling here, waiting to be eaten. It's
Smoking's bad, though.
Yeah, it is bad. Glenn Johnson says, eating veg is cruel. They can't get away when hunted. That's...
You're funny. Ha ha.
Yeah. I have to agree with
I'll show
Julia.
you some slaughterhouse footage.
Of what? Potatoes?
Yes.
Screaming.
Yes.
We did you see the herb garden that we did last time on Monday? We were talking about herbs. And I'm a very friendly lion called Parsley. I don't know the rest. George Timperley joined. Hello, George. What's your favourite veg? That's what we want to know. Eat 'em, whatever they are.
Cabbage stuffed leaves.
What does he say up there? Ian Beddoes. Idaho
Baked potatoes.
baked potatoes. What
What
are
makes them
Idaho?
Idaho?
I don't know. Mustard, very good. yeah. Diabetics nurse said. Oh, a diabetics nurse said, says Kevin Hall, why you must mash potatoes because stopping the stomach from doing what it should be doing. Why you wouldn't, don't you mean?
Why? No, he says, why would you mash potatoes when because you're stopping the stomach from doing what? Well,
I don't know that
the stomach's still going to digest that stuff.
Yes, and it's not. It's got.
And usually you're having meat and veg.
Yes, I think that's a strange argument because it's not like you're eating mashed potato all the time. And what about people who with no teeth?
Well, I don't know. In my house we do.
And babies who have puree food, so the stomach is still digesting it. Besides which, your teeth are mashing the food before it gets down into the stomach anyway. So what you're swallowing is a mash of all sorts of mixtures.
I mean, I can kind of see what she or he was saying about that.
How's that to help though with diabetic? Is it for diabetics? People who
No, that didn't sound like a particularly diabetic kind of
thing.
No.
Because mash is much nicer than boiled spuds. Yes, well, I suppose because you can sweeten them up, can't you? Or add cheeses and things, and milk. I put milk in my mashed potato.
Well, yeah. If I don't have any creme fraiche, then milk goes in.
Parsnips are doable. What do you mean doable?
Parsnips roasted are quite nice.
They're lovely.
Honey glazed.
Peppers, bell peppers or sweet peppers. Saying that in a funny way then. Bell peppers. Bell peppers and sweet peppers. Roasted on a, not on an open fire, roasted in your oven on a tray with a little bit of oil glazing it over and roasted until it's black. Not all over black, a little bit of black. And then pull them out and put them on a plate and eat them. And, succulent with a little bit of salt, tiny bit of salt, and it's very nice. And maybe with a bit of garlic salt. I don't know, never tried it. Maybe a bit of dill pickle. Dill? You don't get that from the dill pickles, do you? It's not grated pickles. That dill.
I actually have no idea.
Because they were saying they were saying it was good for fish.
No, dill is something else.
John Berger says Spock. We all feed on death, even vegetarians. Won't someone think of the vegetables? Yeah, did think of them. Hang on. Yep. Then the thing is, if we don't eat the vegetables, then we die, don't we? Because
we're less related to vegetables than we are animals.
I'm not related to any animals
that I know. We
actually
share DNA with plants.
When we eat it. Because the saliva in the plant will mash up and we'll share it then.
No, anyway.
I know what you mean.
Someone better.
Yeah. Idaho spuds come from Idaho and are huge. Are they?
Claire Leach says, I'm going vegetarian for March from Macmillan.
Macmillan? Who's Macmillan?
Macmillan, the Cancer Research.
Oh, not Macmillan and Wife.
Probably not.
No, they were a detective agency back in the 1970s, Macmillan and Wife. American. John Berger will remember them. Well, he's American. Macmillan and Wife. Whatever happened to them? I think they got divorced. George Timpley says, my favourite veg is probably potatoes. There we go.
Ian Beddoes says, Idaho spuds come from Idaho and are huge. Fair enough.
So I don't understand this. Claire, tell me more about this. Why are you going vegetarian for Macmillan? In aid of cancer, presumably. Not that you want to get cancer by becoming a vegetarian. What are you? Are you trying to raise money or raise awareness, or are you? What is the point of doing that? Is it for health that you're not going to eat meat? Surely you're doing that for yourself rather than for Macmillan. What do Macmillan get out of you not eating meat? That's what I don't quite understand.
Oh, I don't really understand the connection.
No, well, that's why I'm asking for Claire. Stuart Douch, what is your favourite vegetable? Sitting there on the couch, Stuart Douch. Are you, do you eat crisps? Are you a crisp muncher? Chilies, says Claire Leach. Chilies. You're just going to eat chilies. That's your vegetarian.
Well, why not? You would.
Yeah, that's true. I would sit there with a jar of jalapenos. Hello, Pino. Hello, mate. How are you? Jalapenos.
Jalapeno on a stick.
That sounds a bit dodgy. Danny Harris says, Richard, I very much enjoyed your venture into the woods with Richard Suggett looking for fairies. Oh, right, okay. Next time, try Hampstead Heath. That's too far. Too far. Hampstead Heath, it's up there in London. There are loads around there from 8 p.m, so I've heard. Why 8 p.m? Is that anywhere near where Arthur Conan Doyle found those original fairies that were actually was he was tricked, wasn't he? Sir Arthur, I should say. Sir Arthur, the creator of Sherlock Holmes, the incredible brain that brought you the various, the clues of 4, the Hound of the Baskervilles, something about pips in the orange or something. The sign of 4 it was, wasn't it? The sign of 4. The number 3 and other things.
Richard Suggett says dill is a herb that is put into the vinegar with the gherkins for dill pickles.
Oh, I see. Thank you very much. Richard is a bit of a fount of all knowledge, isn't he? And he's younger than me, swine.
Cheryl Cragg says 98% of our DNA is the same as a banana.
90, yes. Well, isn't that like saying all words are the same? They're all using the 26 letters of the alphabet? That caused a slight pause, didn't it?
Well, because there's many, many languages. There's more than 26 letters.
In English. Claire Leach
now
says,
you clarify.
Ah, right. Claire Leach says her vegetarianism is to raise funds for Macmillan. You can enter into the challenge yourself through the Macmillan website. So what? People sponsor you? Is that how that works? Or you give them money? Sometimes these things, I just think, why go through that rigmarole? Why not just give them some money? These ones where people go, I'm going to bicycle across the Antarctic, or I'm going to the Gobi Desert. I'm going to go cycling across the Gobi Desert for charity. And I think, wait a minute, it's such an interesting thing. Why didn't you just do that? It's not really you're doing it for the charity. You want people to pay for you to go and cycle across the Gobi Desert, don't you? And then the little bit of the money will go to the charity. But actually, it's because there was a whole thing a while ago when I was entertaining at corporate events. There would be people coming round, little fat woman, no disrespect, or a little middle-aged balding bloke.
No disrespect.
No disrespect. I'm not saying you're fat, but I used the word woman. But what I meant was somebody would come up who was sitting in the office and would say, oh, are you going to sponsor me? I'm going to go walking or cycling or scuba diving through the Gobi Desert. I'd like to see you to go scuba diving through the Gobi.
Scuba diving?
Yes, through the Gobi Desert. And the Gobi Desert. I want to see you go scuba. And really, it was just a jolly. It was a jolly, and yes, they were kind of raising money for charity, but you couldn't help feeling that actually they're just getting all their mates and friends to pay for them to have a week off work whilst they go and swan about. Now, I'm not saying you're doing that yourself, Claire, at all. Please don't take that the wrong way. Robert Crowe, sir, says, love the Black Dog video. Yes, well, thank you very much. That'll be down to His Majesty Philip Mercer and the Tales of Old Sussex. There's some more coming up.
Good evening, Stuart.
Stuart!
And he says he's a crisp muncher. Alas, carrots and celery are his faves. Good choices.
Carrots and celery?
Yeah. Celery is quite low on the nutritional value, isn't it? But that's good.
But yeah, if you were in a desert, you would rather have a bit of, than a potato or a stick of celery. Celery's got more water in it.
I'd rather have some chocolate, to be fair,
Well, chocolate's got less water in it. In the desert?
Yeah, for the energy and a bottle of water.
Oh, you didn't say... Yeah, you didn't say anything about the bottle of water.
No, obviously I didn't.
What are these other things you've got here?
Oh, yeah. I bought some gluten-free things by mistake. I mean...
Oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes. I've just got excited.
I don't feel an aversion to trying gluten-free things. And they sounded delicious, but I...
Yeah.
Tried them and it wasn't so nice.
So yes, so here we are. We're going to try some. I'm going to try. Now I haven't tried these. So you bought.
Right. So you have 3 choices. There's a chocolate coloured, chocolate flavoured, put my brain in. Ooh. Chocolate coated one, chocolate topped one. For protein flapjacks and wait, So original oat and morning
Show the
berry.
lovely camera, because it makes more sense if they see them. So we've got, these are something called Trek, morning berry, original oat flapjacks, okay, and
cocoa oat.
Cocoa oat. And the thing about these is they're all gluten-free. They have all the glutens in them have been set free. And if you see any and you're in your car, make sure you swerve and you don't run them over, because those glutens, you know, they're trying to escape. They're trying to get back to Scotland, where they came from, to help the Scots out, because obviously they did. Obviously they've got to get past Robert Croser, who will be there with a gluten bag and a gluten bat and be whacking them on the head and chucking them in the thing. So there's no gluten in these. You tried them thinking that you didn't know they were gluten. And what happened? You said that they tasted absolutely vile and you threw up in a bucket.
It wasn't quite like that.
It wasn't quite like that. I may have exaggerated just a small bit.
I ate the chocolate off the top.
Yeah, well done. And was that gluten-free as well?
Probably.
Probably. So I have a choice of
Plain
three
flapjack,
options.
Morning berry flapjack, or...
I'm going to go for morning berry, please. Now, I haven't tried these, ladies and gentlemen. You haven't even opened this packet yet, have you?
Nope.
Nope.
Well, I have now.
Oh, so to thunderous applause, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to attempt them. Before we do that, Paul Watts says, I did the London Marathon 3 times for charity. When you get to 20 miles and are exhausted, you're spurred on and are less likely to give in if you are being sponsored to complete it. Yes, well, you've only got 6 miles to go, haven't you? Is it 26 miles and 100 yards or something? Kevin Hall says, well done, Paul. We obviously missed some. Oh, yeah, well done, Paul. Robert Croser says, those buggers who stop you in the town with an iPad wanting your bank details. Yes, that's true. The chuggers. The chuggers, because they're not so much chugging with an iPad, are they? Cushty Phil says, I did the London to Brighton bike ride 3 times. It was something I wanted to do, and I raised a few quid. I only think you only had to do it once, didn't you? You only had to go from London to Brighton. You didn't have to go London, Brighton, London, Brighton, London, Brighton. On the same day, I mean. Nigel Sadler says, most part don't have any gluten in them anyway. Oh. So they don't have any gluten in. So you see that maybe this is like the organic.
Well, it didn't taste like no flapjack I ever had before.
The organic debate. I always think it's very laughable when you go into the aisle in the supermarket and it goes, this is organic food. And you go, okay, but all food is organic, isn't it? Unless it's all been man-made in a processing machine. Isn't all food a potato?
Do you know what? There's something that's been discussed lately as well. Why should organic food that's not had any of the extra stuff, you know, the pesticides and la la la, why does that have to be highly regulated and labelled? Why doesn't everything else that does have pesticides, why shouldn't they have to label themselves?
Yeah, and why is the ones that take nothing, that has no costs involved, because there's no fertilisers and everything else, why is that more expensive?
Because they've got to jump through the hoops to be able to call themselves organic, that's why.
Oh, that's why. Yeah. Oops.
You didn't want that one then.
Wait a minute. It's got gluten on it now. So I'm going to try this gluten-free flapjack, and let's hope it's not jack-free. Oh, no, wait. To me, it was scot-free. Bum, bum.
Bum, bum.
Although, of course, it's oats, so you'd think there'd be a bit of Scots in it. Scotch oats. Well, I'll tell you what's missing.
What?
You get the vaguest hint. Do you want to try a bit?
No, thank you.
You get the vaguest hint of the wild berries. Flavour is missing. And it's incredibly dry and crumbly, as you saw.
It's really gutting because I was really, really looking forward to enjoying those. And I put one in my mouth, I was just like, not agreeing with me.
So what is a gluten? It's gluten. What is gluten?
You can't just ask me stuff like that.
What is... I'm sorry. You can say you don't know.
Well, I do know, but I just can't explain it.
Get closer to the microphone. What is gluten, ladies and gentlemen? Can somebody look it up and give us...
Somebody Google it, please.
Yeah, give us the dictionary definition of gluten. Obviously, it's not a town with a lot of glue on it. It's not Glue Town. What does Glenn Johnson say? Strange one to me, watching on my phone, commenting.
Holding up. Now
10 seconds behind. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Commenting on... Oh, for goodness sake. I'm watching on my phone and commenting on the PC. The PC vid was 10 seconds behind. Now my phone vid is 5 seconds behind. No buffeting on either. How did my PC catch up and overtake my phone without a break in either stream? C'est magique.
C'est magique. What does Sugget say? He's saying something about you.
Yes, Julia, I've been saying that about organic labelling. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's probably you. It's probably the articles you've been putting up that's made me go, yeah, yeah.
Good old Steve Pilfold's come to the answer. It's more expensive, because the yield per hectare is lower because bugs and stuff don't get killed. So eat half the carrots. Organic.
Do you know that, do you? Have you been down them their farms and seen what they're doing? Because I'd like to go down and, find out myself. Because I don't think it's that big a difference. Because they use different techniques.
Wait a minute. Actually, Steve, that can't be right. I'll tell you why. Because there's no bugs and pesticides anymore. Not pesticides, any pests. Because the
That's right, because we don't have as many.
We don't have them anymore.
In the summers, you drive anywhere in the summer. 10 years ago, your screen would have been covered in bugs.
Yeah.
Now, hardly a thing.
I used to be able to get in my car, drive at 60 miles an hour down the A29, and now I get stung by policemen.
Aha! Lynn Lou says it's a grain protein. The gluten.
Oh, it's grain protein. Well, you want the protein, don't you? Oh, it's only because people are gluten-free. Gluten
intolerant.
Yes, they're intolerant of gluten. Glutens. If you like to have a good sniff of my gluten, you're welcome anytime.
A couple of people have asked me how my kitchen garden's doing. It's doing really well. The kale's looking really good.
Yes. What else did we plant? You plant?
The two last lines at the back. I can't remember what they were. Sugget, can you remember what they were? I should just look at the little label thing, but that's fading quickly now.
Did you had garlic?
I had garlic in the front. Yeah. They're all doing well.
Yeah. Are they big? Are they a big tree of garlic?
No, they're really little.
Oh, right. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea what a tree of garlic looks like.
It's not a tree, that's for a start.
Oh, right. Well, it could be. You could say anything like. Pink gin. How do you grow that? Exactly the same as Glenn. Mixing two proteins present in cereal grains, especially when wheat is responsible for elastic texture. Oh, that's why it's so dry.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Well, protein packed, but obviously not packed with the wheat protein. Lynn Lou says found in Weihei or something. What did she say? Weihei, Weihei-1.
Found in wheat.
Oh, wheat,
rye
and barley. Okay. It's a form of potatoes.
Proteins.
Oh, sorry, proteins.
One of these days you'll actually learn to read.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna do that thing where they learn to read. Gluten is a category of proteins that comes from grains, says John Berger. However, people with celiac disease need gluten-free foods because they cannot properly break the glutens down.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure if you can't tolerate the glutens, that they are really great.
Yeah, and if you can tolerate glutens, you can't tolerate the non-glutens, because that's what we discovered. So you should take them back and get some glutens in exchange.
Well, tell you what, is anyone...
Got a gluten?
Anyone need gluten-free stuff?
Yeah, anybody watching who is...
I quite happily send them.
Gluten intolerant. Anybody watching on this will send it down the pipe. There should be, like in the old ships, shouldn't there? There should be a pipe. Engine room, here. We're going to sending down your dinner. But that's the technology we want, so that when you see an advert for a nice aroma, like the woman in the bath, and she's all covered in some sort of aromatic stuff, you want a little pipe that pushes out the smell of that aromatic, and that's because she farts. That's not so funny, but so you get a waft of that lovely, or coffee, the coffee adverts where you see I haven't watched the telly for a long time. I don't know what's on. Replying to Richard, what's all that?
Richard Sugget was replying about the
Oh, how does that?
Organic stuff.
Get rid of that.
No, you can't get rid of that.
Oh, there we go.
I was reading that actually.
Oh, sorry.
Well,
sorry.
Don't bother now.
Oh, no, I didn't realise. I thought it was a mistake.
No.
Oh, right.
It
Fair dues. Richard says that I've just found Arthur lived in Crowborough, buried in his home when he passed. Buried at his home when he. I'm glad he was buried after he'd passed away, or he had passed by on his way. No, wait, that doesn't work. Danny Harris says, "How long have you got to live?" Not long. Never had dill. Dill is great on roast potatoes. Sorry, that dill
You
pickle.
skipped between two comments there, but okay.
Kevin Hall says, Richard has got his shovel out again and is digging a big hole. JCB?
Clink.
Got the keys. Danny Harris, before cooking, yes. Richard Suggett says, don't get me started on charity fundraising. Well, blimey, how far back have we gone?
Anyway.
Oh, we've gone right back down there, look. Sorry about that. We ended up 4 hours behind. I've just caught up. Gluten-free wheat and grains. First mic bumped from this year.
What? Where did you read that from?
Just Glenn Johnson. Not sure what he's talking about.
Plugging headphones into...
I'm plugging headphones into PC as phone is lethal. Right, okay. Well, we've only got 4 minutes, ladies and gentlemen.
Glenn, you've not been listening hard enough. I've bumped the mic plenty of times already.
So, we're going to end up on another game of get the Nerf circle thing onto Julia's long protrusion. Just to end the show tonight, I hope you've enjoyed the show. And by the way, this is the voice of the Mr. Ons. We know you can hear us, Earthman. What programme was that from?
Was it Captain Scarlet?
Oh, yeah, Captain Scarlet. Who am I?
Thanks, Cheryl.
I'm Richard Vobes. What do you think? Right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm like, what?
And now. This is the point in the show where I swap these with a pair of, not leather thongs, no, steel, razor sharp.
Get on with it.
Da-da-da-da-dan. And now for my next trick, ladies and gentlemen, I will remove this woman's head and one easy go. Oh!
Have we lost the stream?
Did I hit the computer?
No.
I don't know whether we're still on, ladies and gentlemen. We have a black screen of death and...
It's not cool.
It's not cool. It's called What Happened to the Show. Just going to see if I can find where we are. End post, create post, close.
What have you done?
I don't know. I can't go backwards, can I? There's no X. I don't know how to get out of this. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how to get out. I don't even know if we're there. I think
neither.
Maybe something hit the thing. I'm going to risk...
According to my phone, we're done.
Oh, we're done, are we?
But hang on.
Oh, yeah. It's gone.
Is it gone?
It's crashed.
Hello, you're right. Yeah. Did the were you watching still?
I'm still watching you. It's very strange.
How can you be watching us?
Hi. So
We can see you.
you can still see us, so we are still on. Okay, we're still on apparently. It is a bit late. Oh well.
Can you see us on the phone?
I'm watching on my laptop.
Am I on the phone on your laptop now?
I can see you on the laptop, yeah.
But what are we doing?
Have I got the phone in my hand?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, cool. All right then.
Well, we can't.
Thank you, Cheryl.
What? We can't still be on.
I don't know how, but we are, because Cheryl says we are. She's watching us right now.
And what are we doing on the screen right now?
You're about 10 seconds behind me talking to you.
10 seconds.
Oh, right.
talking to you.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Okay.
The weirdest
Sorry to bother
thing
you,
is
Cheryl.
I don't have...
That's all right, don't worry.
I was just like, what? What? I know who I shall phone. I shall phone a friend.
Oh, well, there we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's very, very straight. Apparently we're still on, although
Anyway, I better
I've got
go,
no
love you.
proof that we're still on.
Love you long time.
Well, I've got proof from... Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye. That was the lovely Cheryl from... Is that the Cheryl from up north?
Yes.
Who we were going to see, but
Yes.
unfortunately we can't see.
I might still fly up there and see her, because I'm desperate to see my friend.
Oh, she's going to fly up there, all that way.
Like that.
It's very nice. I wish I could fly like that. Like an onion.
Look you gave me.
Yeah, well, anyway, look, I don't know how to turn this off now. Because according to this, we're
It's
live.
apparently already done. And
Yeah, it
just
says on
didn't.
here that we're...
How bizarre.
This must be... Oh, wait. I can't believe that we're still on. Because according to this... Look, what am I doing there? Oh, I've got the wrong clothes on. It's not even
That's
that
not
show.
today.
No,
You
I realise that.
narnia.
Yes, I got
You
that.
narnia.
Yes, okay, fair dues. So we must be... It must still... No,
Oh, look there. No.
no that's...
No, that's lost. So this is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, because we've lost... Hang on, I wonder... How do I... If I go to another Vogue show... Maybe I can see how we... If we're there at all.
No idea how that happened. Pretty sure it went that way, didn't it? Didn't even touch it.
Yeah, I don't know. We may still be connected. People may be able to see us.
Bizarre.
I'm still performing as if I am on the show. Hang on, live. So I'm logging onto a fresh new page. Oh yeah, look, you're on the phone.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that's odd. So just to recap, what happened is that suddenly we just had a black screen, completely black screen.
Do you know what's funny? They probably saw everything,
Yeah.
and it's just us that would be going, oh, what's going on?
Yeah,
They're like,
well-
they know what's going on. They're
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you're
of course.
struggling.
I don't know whether, but
Thanks.
they wouldn't have seen that we saw a black screen. They just saw us
Us
doing.
going,
Yeah.
black screen. Yes, that's what I meant.
Oh, okay. I don't know how you turn this off.
No.
Because normally I get a screen and at the end it says end the stream. So we can't end
How long does a live show go on for?
forever.
So indefinitely it could.
In theory.
Or is there...
I mean, I suppose after...
I thought they have like a 3-hour cut-off.
Oh, yeah, well, 3 hours. What are we going to do for the other 2 hours?
I have no idea.
We can't see your comments. That's one thing we can't do. Oh, wait a minute. I wonder if I play this... I wonder if that's still... Look, it's us talking now. Can it see... If I put this at full screen... Might get some comments up. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I can't kill it. People have just joined. Keep going. I'm on nights. I get lonely. I love professionalism. Yeah, thanks, Glenn.
That was Danny Harris.
Waving at your arms like a doldrum. I don't know what he's on about. You are still live, but then you can't see my comment. No, well, we can now. We can... What's that doing on my head? Yeah. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we've done our time. So more people are joining all the time. Richard Vobes. Hey, Richard Vobes has joined. Yes, I have joined.
Is that, oh, yeah.
No, I have joined because I had to monitor to
that's
get the
right.
comments up. You're watching yourself. Yeah. Well, we always watch ourselves when we do this show because we get that's the only way we get the comments.
That was fun.
Anyway, I think that's the end of the show. I'm going to stop this. I hope it saves it. I hope it goes up so that other people can get it. I don't know how that will happen. But I'm going to turn the streaming machine off and hopefully Facebook will go...
And catch up. Yeah. That looked as nuts as it
Yeah,
felt.
sorry, just watch the feedback. Thank you for the emojis. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the debates. Thanks for the best vegetable. Thanks for technology. Thanks for having your protrusion on display. And we will... ouch. It's like having an injection. I will be back on Friday, so you're welcome to tune in and see what happens then. You'll be at the rollerblades.
Yeah.
Doing the... do, do, do,
Well, I'm hoping to.
do, 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 do,
Yeah, Andy Joy says TLJ has lost the plot. Plot?
Yeah.
We're supposed to have a plot?
Wait, when was there a plot? Shush. Don't tell
I
anybody.
don't think I've ever had one.
No. Although you have got a plot in the back garden.
Yes, true.
Not that
It's a
kind
veg
of plot. It's a veg plot. It's a veg plot. Right, say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, dear. Goodbye.
Toodaloo.
There's no out theme because... Oh, wait a minute. I imagine I can do the out theme. Yes, I can. I can probably still do that. Here we go. Here it is. Say goodbye. 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 That is the out theme. Goodbye.